Hi everyone, and welcome to this lecture on CVEs, which are crucially important to understand in the domain of cybersecurity. I wanted to provide this to help have some useful information if you're looking to get into this career or to help you apply it to your current job. So some of you may be wondering why you're looking at a colorful wheel, and we're going to get to that, but let's first start with what a CVE is. And a CVE stands for Common Vulnerability and Exposure, and we can think of these as bugs in a sense. They can come from a range of sources: bugs or exploits found in systems, libraries, languages, and more. These need to be addressed and resolved, and we have the Nist, or National Institute of Standards and Technology. Nist is really helpful to examine related information, especially CVEs. You can see them from Nist or Meter, as well as sponsored by the US DHS. For this wheel, going back to that, we can finally get to it and see that it is a voluntary framework to help manage risk with best practices. It helps serve as a good reference if you're looking to set up or harden systems or want to establish a policy for your cybersec team. You can find more information about it from Nist. But since we're focusing also on CVEs, we can go to Nist and check the National Vulnerability Database and see the latest recommended CVEs. And here we are at the NVD, and we can see the last 20 scored vulnerability IDs and summaries. If you go into them, you can find further helpful information, such as how to address and resolve them. And this becomes really helpful if you're looking to find solutions, more information about it, because it affects your system, it affects your software. You want to keep up to date and monitor these. They even have severity and metrics to rank them, in a sense, based on the policy, to have them as high and severe, medium, etc. So it's really good to pay attention to these. Cybersec professionals are always keeping an eye out to know if systems or these processes need to be updated based on recent CVE releases. So, for example, say you're working with a library, let's say in a language used for some of your core processes. The library has an exploit that recently developed in version 2.5. I'm just making this up as an example for the version. And a CVE would let you know about this so that you can patch or update or roll back if necessary while it's being resolved. In addition to Nist and the National Vulnerability Database, you also have Meter. Meter helps show that you have many ways of accessing information, and you can even check their Twitter feed for recent releases. Overall, my intention to show you these is to help introduce these methods of staying informed and being aware of crucial information. In the field, we constantly need to remain vigilant, monitor for helpful information, and be proactive whenever possible. And this kind of goes to show you that this information is accessible. You can check the NVD, you can pull up Meter, you can go on a Twitter feed and pay attention to any recent releases that may affect your system or processes. For example, this was from 20 minutes ago, and we can see a CVE brought to attention. It's just good practice. These are the type of things that when you're working in the domain or you have employees within the domain, you want to monitor them and also encourage the access of this information to pay attention, to keep an eye out for any of these exploits and bugs related to CVEs. All right, so I hope you guys are excited to pay attention to these resources. They are phenomenal. But with that, let's wrap things up, and we're going to take a look at another phenomenal resource in the next lecture. I'll see you guys there.